Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Heathcliff House. You may wonder what is going on here. Well, as we mentioned in yesterday's video, when we were cooking the mushroom Wellington, if you watched that, today was going to be a muffin masterclass from Heathcliff HQ's chief alchemist, Juliette. Say hello, everybody, darling. And here we go. So today, as said, right, Juliette's going to talk you through how to make one of our guests' favourite muffins. So anyway, you're probably bored keep hearing my voice every day, so it's over to my beautiful wife.
Hello, well welcome to finding out how to bake white chocolate and raspberry muffins. Now these are inspired by a friend called Wendy. Big Wendy that I used to work with.
She sang at our wedding, you know.
She did sing at our wedding, and she used to bring these to the staff room relatively regularly. And I don't know why I didn't ask her for the recipe, but I was feeling inspired one day, and these are my take on Wendy's white chocolate and raspberry muffins. So, Nigel always says I'm a really untidy cook, which I think is probably true, but quite often it looks untidy because I like to get everything ready. So then there's lots of empty dishes at the end. So, I've got my muffin tray ready.
Don't believe a word of it, people. Right.
Muffin tray ready with proper muffin cases. So they're a bit deeper than normal cupcake.
And that's important, is it?
It is important because there's more mixture,
so okay.
They need to be a little bit bigger. So we have 250 grams of self-raising flour. We have 150 grams of caster sugar. We have 200 grams of Ali and Tony's raspberries, which you may not be able to get.
Hello, Ali and Tony.
I'm feeling very grateful at the moment because we're making still making some of their fruit that they gave us in the summer into jam, and obviously some is going into these muffins. We have 2 eggs. We have 150 millilitres of buttermilk. Now this is not buttermilk that you would buy in the shops. This is buttermilk that is left over from our butter making. So as lots of you know, we make our own butter. So this is a byproduct of that process.
But it's a normal byproduct of the butter making process.
It is,
yeah?
yes,
right?
it is. But quite often it goes to feed pigs here.
Any questions, by the way, people? If you have any questions, put it in the comments box below, and feel free to say hi while we're live.
And yes. So sometimes it feeds pigs in the big dairy making process, but here we use it in our buttermilk scones, and we use it in our muffins if we've got enough to go round.
Buttermilk scones. Ooh.
Oh yes.
That might be another class.
I could certainly show that one. Then we've got 125 ml of vegetable oil. We've got what's left of a bar of white chocolate.
When you say what's left?
Well, you know. I've saved 12 raspberries and 12 chunks of white chocolate because we've got 12 muffins, and we'll use these at the end. It's the way I find out what type of muffin is in the freezer.
Okay.
So, and we're going to add a little bit of vanilla as well. So,
here we go.
If you want the recipe, put a message in or send us your email to relax@heathcliffhouse.co.uk and I'll make sure you get a copy. So, self-raising flour, 250 grams. Doesn't have to be sifted because this is not a precious mixture, but I do like to sift flour all the time, just in case, because you get a few little knobbly bits like that, and I don't like those. I also sift the sugar, and that's because quite often the sugar has little lumps in it and it needs just to go through the sieve.
Just quickly, for those of you joining later on, you are watching a muffin masterclass from Juliette at Heathcliff HQ. These are raspberry and white chocolate muffins.
So then I would add, you can do it in any order, but I would add the white chocolate. Now I've chopped this up a bit, so perhaps you can see you've got some really fine little bits and you've got some chunks, because I really like a good chunk in my muffin. But make sure you get all that powder in, because that's all tasty, tasty white chocolate.
You must like a good chunk, dear. You married one.
I did. Okie doke, let me just tidy up a little bit. So that's our dry ingredients.
Dry ingredients, right.
But I'm also going to put in the raspberries now. Get them off the bottom if they've stuck.
Don't forget, if you've got any questions or just want to say hi, pop it in the comments box.
They don't have to be whole. They're fine if they've gone into little pieces. Quite often if they're frozen, they'll go into little chunks. Don't worry about that at all. Then we put together our wet ingredients. So we've got our buttermilk, 150ml, 1 egg, 2 eggs, and the oil, and just a teaspoon of vanilla in here as well. Sometimes I'm not as careful and I don't use a teaspoon, sometimes I just pour it in.
Oh, you rebel.
I know, but I do love a bit of vanilla. I think lots of people do, don't they? It's quite a nice taste, so reminds you of childhood, I think, vanilla. Okay, so then whisk those together.
So while the whisking is going on, in true director of a cookery programme tradition, we'll give you a little scenery shot. So that's out the kitchen window. The rain has thankfully stopped. It's a little breezy. There's my chilli plants. Ha ha! Look at those jalapenos growing on there. Anyway, back to the masterclass.
Okay, so I've just gently...
Hi, Mark Anthony. How you doing?
Just with a metal spoon, I've just stirred the raspberries and the white chocolate through the flour and the sugar. Now, make a slight well in the bowl and just add all your wet liquid. It would be wet because it is liquid.
Like it, like it.
Okay. So then it's just a very simple mixing together of the ingredients. You don't want to over mix it. So you just want to mix it till everything's combined and you can't actually see any flour anymore.
So just a quick recap for those that are only joining now. You are watching Juliette's Muffin Masterclass at Heathcliff HQ. These ones are raspberry and white chocolate muffins. They are one of our guests' favourite in the mornings because we make these as breakfast muffins. Thank you for the thumbs up, Mark Anthony. If you want the recipe, just send us an email to relax@heathcliffhouse.co.uk and we can send it to you. So back to you, Darren.
So you can see that took me hardly any time at all. There are some little bits of flour in it, but this is enough mixing for the batter. So you don't want to break up the raspberries completely. Because they're frozen, some of the little pieces will give you lots of lovely colour. Then it's literally taking a tablespoon and putting some mixture into each case. I usually do a tablespoonful in each and then come back round if I've got any more room.
And obviously, Juliette has washed her hands.
I have.
Probably about 35 times today.
Oh, well, maybe more. Maybe 3,500 times. Because obviously we are distancing and staying safe in our house.
Okay, so is this kind of the final stage? Where are we getting to now? So we're good?
I'm
No,
going
okay,
to
carry on.
there. I've got a few more to do.
Well, go on then. Carry on, carry on, carry on. Yeah,
I was
yeah,
going
yeah.
to show you the next bit.
Oh, go on then. Go on then.
No, it's fine. Let's just say
Far be it from me to interrupt and direct you what to do, darling, as if this was the other way round on one of our cooking videos where I'm allegedly in charge. Sounds of silence there in the kitchen.
I think you all know me well enough to know that.
And for those of you that don't, I'm speaking every word true.
I'm the quiet one. That's. I think everybody would agree there.
I say.
Definitely the quiet one. So a tablespoonful.
That used to be a wallflower before I met my wife.
I don't think so. All good. As you can see, there are some bits of flour showing. That's fine. That will all get taken up in the. That wasn't very good.
Oh well.
So yeah, try not to do that.
Okay, and then what happens after this?
So then, just after that, I will go around and top up a little bit more, but some of those are full enough. So what we do, we take a raspberry,
okay,
and we pop it in the top, and we stick a piece of white chocolate next to it. That way I can see if there's any left, which there aren't very often. If there's any left.
Any left?
And I have to freeze them. Then I like to know.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point to make out, boys and girls. These are freezable. Yeah, they freeze really well.
They freeze really well. You can either freeze them like this, in which case put the whole tin straight in the freezer. Probably leave it overnight, maybe 12 hours. Leave it overnight. Or they can be frozen once they're cooked, and then they probably.
Sorry, darling. Mark Anthony is saying you could give these to his drivers at Torquay airport taxis if he doesn't eat them all himself first. That's very true. But you need the recipe first. Pop us an email, we'll get it to you.
Yes, or you can freeze them once they're cooked, then defrost overnight. They're great if you just warm them a little in the oven, or I have been known to microwave them, but don't microwave them for too long.
Okay. Yep, so finishing off, final touches.
Yep, final touches here, just a little raspberry on each, just to identify them.
And then, so what have we preheated the oven to?
We have preheated the oven to, well, ours is gas, so it's gas mark. Kind of 180, 200. You don't want it too cool because they're only going to be in the oven for 15 minutes.
Oh, okay.
So you want them to cook, but you don't want to overbake them either. This is very important because they do go just a little bit firm. They taste lovely and they're great with ice cream if you overbake them. But yeah.
Hello, Linda. Hope you're keeping well.
Delicious. Okay, here we go. We're nearly there.
And obviously, at the end, as we do with all our live videos, boys and girls, the results, we're not going to keep you hanging on here, you know, twiddling your thumbs for 15 minutes. Once these have been in the oven and they're out, we will photograph the evidence. We may have to actually break apart a couple and possibly eat them. So we will put the photos, as ever, in the comments at the end of this video when it's uploaded to Facebook. So there you go. Raspberry and white chocolate muffins. They are going in the oven. This is, as you said, one of our guests' favourites. We're often asked to prepare these because Juliette makes all sorts of different kinds of muffins, but these tend to be the favourite.
And if you've got if you're coming to stay with us and you've got a favourite, let me know and I'll give them a go. I'm always happy to have new recipes. I can also make them, as Ali knows, we can make them gluten-free, but I do need just a little bit of notice of that so I can make sure that the chocolate is gluten-free as well as the flour and all the other items in them.
Okay, all right, is that it then, darling?
It is!
Okay, so lovely. Well, we hope you've enjoyed that. As you said, anyone who wants a recipe, just ping us an email, relax@heathcliffhouse.co.uk. Juliette will be doing another masterclass next week. For those of you who quite often stay with us, or have just stayed with us before, you'll know that in our premium rooms you get lots of little homemade treats of Juliette's. So we might pick on a couple of those, maybe one of her special cakes that she makes, or some of the biscuits. But we'll let you know when that's going to happen next week. Until then, stay safe, keep home, protect the NHS if you're in this country, and we will see you again soon. All right, take care. Bye.